Stop number 2 on the big wave tour. Surfers scrambling for position here. This is heat 4, round 1. Top 3 from this heat are going to advance into semifinal number 2, and it looks like it's going to be Ian Walsh starting this off. Walsh gliding down this face and makes it look easy, gets the butterflies out and gets a number on the board.
Nice work there from Ian Walsh. You know, he's the defending champion here. One of the best at Piahi, whether it be off the tow rope or paddling.
So that means you're behind where you should be, and sometimes you're behind the wave, right? Ian could do those calculations, understand where you needed to be. So that tells me his awareness in the water really is elite level.
And it's like, you know, as a driver as a whole, you know, some guys are good drivers, some guys are bad, right? So he's just one that in his DNA has an understanding of it all, and that translates into his performances across the board. I mean, if you look at the whole Walsh family, they are all very talented and understand the ocean in a huge way.
And unable to get into the wave, behind more opportunity.
We got 5 other surfers in this heat too that are just as accomplished as Ian, but Ian right now is in rhythm.
It's going to be Ian Walsh again, and look at this wall in front of Walsh, and he just tries to dive out the back. Hopefully he's successful in punching through the back of that wave.
It is so risky doing what he has done because of this. Another wave behind it, Ian is going to be paying the price. He is underneath that one. As you see, he is under, getting just completely annihilated.
When you start to get that light, what it does is it first informs you you're close to the surface, which gives you energy and confidence to keep going.
Here's a replay of Ian Walsh.
So again, he wants to escape and get out of there. Did a good job, but there was another wave behind it, and that's that risk of getting out early, especially right there in that west bowl.
You know, it goes back to what I was talking about earlier and how his judgment and awareness of the situation is elite. He did the math on that, and it wasn't adding up. So it's time to get out of town, right?
Well, and you run the risk of, you know, when you try to get out early like he had done, he's going to have to take that wave on the head. All good, though. You know, he's on the back, and he's back out in the lineup pretty quickly.
Tyler's a local Mauian. His father used to surf Piahi with me. So it's in his genes. He's born and bred. He's grown up in the shadow of Piahi, probably sitting right where we are watching his father ride these waves back in the day. And so his level of expectation.
And there on cue is Tyler Laron.
Talk about him.
Obviously,
just talking about him.
Not the kind we're looking for. But so he's grown up in the shadow of Piahi his whole life. And it is key because these guys are all talented. And what separates them is mentality a lot of times. And your approach and your perspective. And Kai is a master at that.
Francisco Porcela on the backhand. Glides down that wave. Made it look pretty easy for that drop. And kicks out in the channel.
So Francisco, of course, he's flying the Italian flag. As you know, he's fluent in Italian, has come from Italy. Matter of fact, he was on the Italian Dancing with the Stars. He's one of the best backsiders out here. And the reason being is he put a lot of time in. He does reside here in Maui, so he spends a lot of time in these waters, so he's comfortable. And he is definitely one of those better backsiders because he's got such impeccable technique.
Yeah, it's funny. His father was a windsurf promotion guy, and he'd put on these windsurfing events. And so I've known of his father and the whole family literally for decades. And him and his brother coming up would come down to the big windsurf meet.
One of the locals guys there that surfs there, you know, frequently and is one of the best. But he was able to make the finals of the Nazare event.
Here's Jamie Mitchell. And Jamie with a wall in front of him. And Mitchell looking like he's pumping a 6.6 out there. Kicks out into the channel, so he's going to get a nice score at the 18-minute mark.
As we watch the replay here.
Boy, Jamie did such a good job at staying under the edge of the ledge to get himself down in that wave and not let the wave, or not let the wind have too much effect.
Hoots from the crowd, and Tyler Laron finds his way, works his way into a big barrel after streaking down a long wall here at Jaws.
Well, between the drop that he just had, pulling into the barrel, he obviously rode in there for a little bit, wasn't able to get out.
Let's take another look at it. Tyler Laron.
Well, especially since he gathers himself and then puts himself right in the peak, negotiating some of those bumps and then straight into the barrel. And you wish he would have made that one. Would have been an amazing score, but great work.
Looking at that last replay, it almost looks like the lip landed on his board, which would make for a really violent wipeout just after that moment.
Another surfer riding those SOS shapes, Sean Nordez.
Between swells, you can still enjoy surfing. Download the WSL's new mobile game, True Surf. You can find that on the Apple App Store. Oh, and it's so fun to play. It's not fun to take a giant mound of whitewater here at Jaws right on your back as we're coming back to live action.
You look at the scores that are there. As you look at the backside attempt here, hangs up for Joao, but then that hang up just put him that.
Greg Long, patient off the bottom. Great wave selection for Long, and you can see him completing that ride.
Very nice for Greg Long. He had to wait a long time to finally load himself into position.